What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Heel Hookers podcast. I just realized it's the perfect episode. 111, let's go! Hooray! We just need to do 6 times as much, and then we could finally end the podcast, right?
No.
Why?
Jimmy, what are you, 12?
A little.
For real.
Sometimes. I got those parts of my brain I still like to enjoy sometimes. What's the problem?
That's so true.
Let's go.
Yeah.
But we're back for a pretty underwhelming UFC card, to say the least.
Yeah, I looked at this card and wow. Not good.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And
some good fights, but
there should be some good fights out of it.
It's just not exciting.
No.
like you said, underwhelming.
Yeah. But we do also have some boxing this weekend. That should be a whole lot of good fun. Jake Paul versus Mike Perry. Hooray! So much better and more fun of a fight than Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. Let's go!
Yeah.
And then we'll have a couple of little fight news things to talk about, but not that much.
Yes.
Let's go. Before we get into all that, like and subscribe if you enjoy all this shit we be throwing at you from this video spaces. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go! Why you gotta look like that? Why can't I have a little bit of fun, you know?
Go on.
UFC Fight Night Apex something amount of numbers. I don't know. I don't care. We're past 100.
95?
I thought we were past 100.
Oh, no, it'd be 101.
I don't know.
No,
I don't care
no.
until it's Apex
Vegas
200.
like 95 is probably what it is.
I've never understood what they be doing, and I don't care. Too many numbers.
It doesn't make sense because how could you beat Vegas 95 but you're past Apex? But you're past Apex 100, and Apex is in Vegas.
Because you had pay-per-views that were in the Apex.
That just doesn't seem like that should be a part of the count.
Then we're on the 95th Apex event. Go with that.
I hate it all. And I also hate this Apex card because it's a very bad card. Headline in it: strawweight bout, top 5 fighters, Virna Jandiroba versus Amanda Lemos. It's one of those things where it's like no one gives a fuck about this fight. No one really cares about these fighters. Neither of them are gonna really be like, like Lemos got her title fight already. Doubtful she gets back there. Even if she does, she's probably not gonna be the champ. Virna's not gonna become the champ. But it's like you got these two top contenders that in a fight like this, they do deserve to fight each other 5 rounds, probably in a main event. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like they just got to do more with the rest of the card to make it not feel as bad. Just because that's your main event, don't necessarily be like, well, that's the peak. Like, this is the best fight.
This is peak. It's like,
it's crazy.
Oh, this is peak. Oh, God.
Yeah.
But it's like, you got Amanda Lemos. She's coming off of a win over Mackenzie Dern after her very terrible title loss to Zhang Weili. Virna, she's been on a nice little streak. I think it's 4 in a row, or 3 in a row. Angela Hill, Marina Rodriguez, Lupi Godinez. It's like all very solid wins, not the best names or like the highest ranked people in the division. Her last loss to Amanda Hebos, has lost to Mackenzie Dern before that, so it's like,
They're both just on the older side too. Amanda 37 and Virna 36. Like they are, top 5, right outside the top 5. So I guess if Virna wins, it's just
top
like
5.
Okay. It's just like a
5.
new name for those people there, but I don't know. It's not really gonna go far.
Yeah, that's where it's like I get you got both of them in the top 5, and it's a fresh fight because that's the thing at 115 pounds is you have so many fighters that have already fought each other, so it's like you never know where the fuck the UFC is going to book them because it's just like, which rematch do they want to go to? How far apart do they want to wait? Like, you just never know. And so, with this one, just new fight for each of them. It's like, if Virna gets it done, gets her probably into the top 3, could I don't know, maybe she gets a fight with like fucking Yan Xiaonan coming off the title fight loss, you know what I mean? And then it's like, then she gets a win there, and then maybe she could get a title fight. But
honestly, if
I don't know,
like, because we haven't really heard much from Tatiana Suarez. I don't know what they're gonna do with her. Like, if they want her in another fight, or if they're just gonna throw her into the title shot. If they're trying to get another title fight going at some point, they might just throw Virna in after this if Tatiana is not ready, because I feel like at this point they are just going to throw Tatiana in whenever she's ready. I don't know. I have no idea how it's going to go.
Maybe they hope Virna wins, and then they could get her into a fight with Jessica Andrade, and that's just another person in the top 5 Jessica Andrade could beat, and then we could just get the rematch with Andrade and Wei Li. You know what I mean? Like, maybe they're just gonna try to set up for that, because it's like, if we're not getting Zhang and Tatiana Suarez, the next best option for sure is to get Andrade in there right now. Like, it is like, who else is at 115 pounds right now that, you know what I mean? It's like,
people care about.
Jan already lost, Lemos already lost, and then we're at Andrade and Virna. You know, like,
we're at Andrade, Virna, Marina Rodriguez, Mackenzie Dern. It's like, you start Angela Hill still sitting around number 9.
Yeah, it's just
Like,
115 needs some new names coming in.
We need Jillian Robinson to move up.
We need Jillian to move up. We need fucking Loopy to start getting up there. We need Tabitha to get up there. We need, as we talked about in the last one, Fatima Klein to get into the top 15.
Yes.
Like, we do like have some people. It's just the tides need to turn. You know what I mean? It's just so many divisions we're way further ahead of watching the tides turn, you know? So just seeing this one lag behind a little bit, taking a bit longer to get some names, it's a little rough on it.
Definitely is.
It definitely feels like there's like that wall right at like where at number 7 with Mackenzie Dern, because like a lot of the people like who get up to that point, they're doing good, and then like they run into like Dern.
Yeah.
Or Rodriguez, you know what I mean? It's just like,
I feel like a lot of it too is like a lot of them are so pretty close, like overall skills, but it just comes down to the stylistic matchups that they get, you know?
Right.
Like, just some of those fighters, like, you know, they're might be able to beat a top 5 fighter, but then now they're gonna lose to number 9, and then they, you know what I mean? Like, they beat 13, but they lose to number 8. Like, it's just all over the place at 115
and then by
pounds.
the time all those people get up to the top 5, they've all fought each other already, and it's like, that's the problem, is that keeps happening.
There really is not much just going on or exciting for this division right now, honestly. It just kind of sucks. But just I don't know. Hopefully we can get Andrade fighting more at 115 pounds, because we definitely need her there instead of 125.
Yeah.
But it's like, again, just she beats Marina at 300. Now she's gonna fight fucking Natalia Silva at 125, and then it's like, but that's where it's like, even if she loses that, beat Marina at 115, she could easily get the winner of this fight. You know what I mean? So, hopefully Tatiana can just recover, get well, you know, just get her into a big fight, get her into that title fight. But 115, not too great right now.
No.
Did I mention that it was an Apex event?
A couple times.
So the co-main, it's all right. It's not the worst, you know what I mean? But not top 15 implications in any real way at all. Brad Tavares versus my boy, the Iron Turtle, Jung Young Park. He's good fun. Brad's always good fun, but it's like, I don't know. I was real hyped on the Iron Turtle coming up, but then he took that rough loss to Muniz, and it's like, Muniz is a very solid and like a solid grappler, but with just how bad he lost that one, it's like, if you can't get past Muniz with your A game like that, you're not gonna beat all of the people that beat Muniz in the grappling. You know, like
Brendan Allen, Paul Craig getting a TKO over him. Like, that's rough. And then it's just like, because then like I'm excited for the actual fight, but then it's like, where do we go from here?
Yeah.
Like, that's where it like always ends up like, and that's the way I feel about a lot of these fights. Like, this could be a really good fight, but what's the next move? Like, what are we trying to do with these fights? Are these fights just so that there's a card, or are these fights that actually mean something? You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. This, for sure. I feel like this is the perfect event of just kind of showing that it's, like, none of these fights, like, even with the main event, I'm just talking about it, 2 people in the top 5, but it feels like it literally means nothing for the division. And then it's every other fight is the same way. It's just the fact that the UFC has guaranteed so many events to ESPN over the course of a year, and they just need fighters to fill those spots. And sometimes we're gonna get events like this where every fight is just kind of like, it could be fun, but just nothing really more to that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like got a couple like prospects on the card, so it's like interesting in that sense, but
yeah. Because, you know, in, like, the feature bout, we got Steve Garcia, who's, like, a very fun, solid fighter, you know what I mean? 4-2 in the UFC, 32 years old.
Yeah, like, this is a fight that I think will be a lot of fun.
Yeah. 3-fight winning streak, all of them finishes. Like, he is definitely starting to put together a nice run in the UFC, for sure. Taking on Sung Woo Choi. I
mean, just in general, he is majority finishes, 12 knockouts, and 3 decision wins.
Yeah. And Sung Woo Choi, he's got 6 losses, been finished in 4 of them, 2 KO TKOs, 2 submission losses. Steve Garcia gonna get a real nasty knockout in this fight, you think?
He probably. Yeah. He has a knockout. Hey, he's only got 2 knockout losses, both in the first round though. 1, 2.
But it's like Garcia be knocking people out. It's like if he can be knocked out, I think that's someone that can do it.
No, exactly.
Like, 15 career wins, 12 knockout wins, 3 decision wins. Like, just putting motherfuckers to sleep. It's like being 32 years old, you know what I mean? It's one of those things where it's hard, like, if you're going to start trying to, like, put together a run, it's like, now is the motherfucking time.
Now is that time that you need to really go for it.
But it's like, at 145 pounds, like, I don't know. That's what I was gonna say. It's like, you know, you would think that he goes out there, gets like a big knockout, like 4 knockouts in a row, and it's like, okay, you should be able to like do something. But it's like, I mean, shit. It took fucking Brito, you know what I mean? 5 finishes in a row to get Dan Ige. He has to pull out, and now he's fighting an unranked fighter. You know, like
exactly.
So it's like with being someone that they probably don't care to push too much, you just never know. But as long as he's around the UFC, he's going to be putting on some fun-ass fights, so I'm always going to be excited.
For sure.
Why did Garcia move down to 45? He's been a 55er.
Has he?
Yeah.
I thought he's been a featherweight.
No. His last fight... 55. Chase Hooper, 55.
No, Chase Hooper is 45.
Yeah.
Chase moved up to 55 recently. He had that one fight at 55.
Why...
It was probably because he was booked to fight Melchizedek a week before at featherweight, and then they fought a week later. So instead of cutting weight twice, they fought at 155. This is I could have sworn that.
I was like, because even I was like, wait.
Okay, so he used to fight at bantamweight, and then he fought at featherweight, and then his first couple fights in the UFC were at lightweight. I wonder if it was just one of those things where he got offered a fight, and he's like, sure, I'll take it, and then was like, this is my actual weight class. Can I get 45ers? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because he came in, went 1-2 at lightweight, now a 3-fight win streak since.
Because he actually had 3 canceled bouts at featherweight and then accepted another fight at lightweight.
Okay.
And then he had then he had another fight at lightweight, and that's when he got Chase Hooper, and he's been at featherweight since. But otherwise, he's fought at 35 and 45.
That's so fucking crazy to imagine him at 35. Holy fuck. Yeah, bro, you fought Ricky Tercios in Bellator at fucking 135.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Oh my goodness.
Oh my god, yeah, he's 6 foot with a 73-inch reach. I didn't even realize he was that big.
That is disgusting. Yeah, Ronnie Lawrence is a solid-ass fucking fighter, too. That's so crazy,
Chepe Mariscal, which got him into the UFC.
Yeah, he fought a couple solid fighters, for sure, outside of the UFC. But yeah, so maybe just 32 years old and like just bouncing around divisions, bouncing around promotions, just actually kind of finding his stride now. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But hell yeah, that'd definitely be nice to see him get a win. Sung Woo Choi, 31 years old, 6 foot, 74.5-inch reach, so he pretty big himself.
But yeah.
That's crazy.
Just got back on the winning track after a 3-fight losing streak, got finished in 2 of them, so yeah, it is probably going to be Steve Garcia's night on this one. Other than that, on the main card, it's like we got Cody Durden, we got my boy, the Super Korean boy, Doo Ho Choi, you know?
Yep. First Bill out, yeah.
There's
That
really not much depth to this card at all. Are there any real standout fights or anything that you guys care to bring up or talk about at all?
No.
I was about to say, you weren't going to bring up your boy on the main card? Your other boy? From Tough?
Hurt Hollabout, yeah, like it's.
I know you guys don't give a fuck. No one gives a fuck about that. You know what I mean?
I feel like the most notable thing on the prelims is Muhammad Usman and Thomas Peterson to me, because I expect this to be horrible. I think it's going to be a very, very bad, boring fight.
It's so sad. Kate still will never show love to Selden, New York at all. My boy, Brian Boom Kelleher is back against Cody Gibson.
I mean, again, though, it's a fighter who is 8-8 versus a fighter who is 1-5. What does it do?
This card is bad. It is what it is. That's about it, right? Yeah. But yeah, no.
Yeah,
I am surprised that Mo Usman, Thomas Jefferson are opening up the prelims, though.
I'm kind of surprised that's. Oh no, he lost to Mick Park, and that's right. I completely forgot he fought Mick Park, and I was sitting here thinking he's on a 3-fight win streak, isn't he?
But yeah, so that's the UFC card out of the Apex. It is really not good at all. But on the same night, Saturday night, we got boxing. Jake Paul versus Mike Perry. How are you guys feeling about this? What's your level of excitement for this fight?
I think it'll be fun.
I think it'll be a fun fight.
Yeah, like I think it could definitely be
mainly
fun.
because of Perry.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
That is the thing, because it's like...
When is this press conference?
I will say that at least with, like, you know, obviously Perry's a lot smaller than him,
Yes.
and I know it was BKFC that he fought MVP, so that's different, but, like, MVP is bigger than Jake Paul, so at least it's not a super height and reach advantage he's not used to, but it's like that weight is obviously like the biggest factor.
That's where it's like, because MVP taller and longer, but Jake Paul, much naturally bigger guy, also getting ready to fight Mike Tyson at a heavyweight bout for this one. So that's
why, like, I was just height and reach, yes, but like weight, that's where I think the biggest issue is going to come from.
For sure, because it's like Jake Paul, the whole thing with, you know, obviously it's like Ben Askren, Tyron Woodley, Anderson Silva, Nate Diaz. 3 of those 4 fighters actually, in all reality, two of the 4 were welterweight fighters. Nate Diaz was really a blown up welterweight that should have been a lightweight. And Anderson Silva was like 47 years old, I'm pretty sure, when they fought it. It was something like, you know, but like he's fighting older guys not in their prime and naturally much smaller.
Yeah, 47.
And like naturally much smaller than him.
One time he fought someone his size, his age, lost via split decision.
Yeah, Tommy Fury, an actual
should
boxer.
Not have been a split decision.
Yeah, but it's like with this one against Mike Perry, it's like obviously a lot of those factors are still there, where it's like naturally much smaller. You know what I mean? Just not I mean, he has gone over to like bare knuckle boxing, you know, which has been a lot better for him, you know, since leaving the UFC. But it's like he's not like a real boxer either. You know what I mean?
No,
he's in his prime.
That's the thing.
He had one boxing match in his life.
Yeah, 32 years old though, for motherfucking platinum Mike Perry, and this
tough as hell.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like the thing that I am worried about is that it's like with him being so much smaller and his just willingness to be like, oh, I'm gonna go in there, take a punch to give a punch. It's like Jake Paul might go out there and just lay him out quickly. Like,
I hope that doesn't happen. That'd be sad.
Yeah, like,
neither do I.
With Jake saying that, like, oh, he's gonna like knock him out within the first 3 rounds, I would not be surprised if that happens at all.
I guess I wouldn't be too shocked if that happens. I'm just kind of hoping Mike Perry stays focused
Yeah.
And does what he needs to. And if I'm being honest, I think ripping to the body is going to be a great way to get a win in this fight.
For sure. Like Mike Perry, he's got to go in there. He's got to try and make it like as much of a BKFC type fight as he can. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, obviously, like BKFC, you can work the clinch way more than in boxing. Try and work the clinch as much as you can. Like, just grab a hold of him and just start ripping to the body until the ref breaks him up. You know what I mean? Like, never, because Jake, he's going to be on the outside. He's going to, whatever game plan and whatever punches that he has set up for this fight, he's going to try to stick to that as best as possible. As soon as he starts getting tired or things start getting a bit harder, he's going to start grabbing a hold of Mike Perry, trying to use that weight and lean on him as much as possible. If he's ripping that body early and like in those situations and not letting him like have that period of rest throughout there, bro, he over 8 rounds, Mike Perry could really put it on him and get something done. It's like, I am so excited for this one. I kind of wish it was 10 rounds. I wish we were getting a little bit more, but
same. But 8 rounds, 40-minute rounds, I don't mind it. And at the same time, if Mike Perry gets a win,
that'd be so awesome. Bro.
Oh my
I'd be so happy for him.
Bro, like goes 7-8 in the UFC. He like gets knocked out by Jeff Neal, then beats Mickey Gall by decision, which was like, that was so terrible. I remember watching that. 2020, height of the pandemic and everything, only had his fucking girlfriend in the corner with him, no team or anything. She knows nothing. Literally just like, go get him, Mike.
Knows
like,
nothing.
Like literally just go get him. Like, all she was there for, he was just like, I don't need a team or anything, so it's like I might as well let my girl have the best seat in the house. Like, she can give me water, she can give me the bucket, that's all she needs to do. Like, absolutely terrible. Misses weight and losing to Tim Means, loses to D-Rod, like, gets cut from the UFC, horrible. But then since then, has the fucking triad combat thing, wins in that fight, just custom rules bout. It was like, okay, cool, Mike Perry left the UFC to some wacky shit and won a fight, you know? And then gets signed to BKFC. Beats Julian Lane, beats MVP in BKFC, beats Luke Rockhold, Eddie Alvarez, and then Thiago Alves. 5-0, becomes the star of the promotion, like...
Right, his last 3 all by finish, like, just doing great.
And just, with those last 3, just showing that this is his motherfucking sport. And that just because, just a big name guy, that someone that might be, like, should be better or is bigger or whatever, they just can't hang with this motherfucker inside of there. They just can't.
Bro, this sport was made for him.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for him and everything he's been able to do outside of the UFC and all of that. It's like, for him to get a win over Jake Paul, I'm sure he's going to make so much motherfucking money. He'll probably be able to get himself into a rematch or something like that. And he'll probably only get so much more fans and, like, so much more eyes on him where he's just going to make even more money in BKFC now. So it's like...
Yeah. I mean, just imagine, Mike Perry, you just beat Jake Paul. What do you have to say?
I can only imagine the shit that would come out
just
of his mouth.
Just the shit that's gonna come out of his mouth. Like,
do you think he calls out Conor McGregor afterwards?
Yes,
like, he probably
100%. He calls out McGregor. He calls out Floyd. He calls out Mike Tyson.
Or honestly, do you think he would actually call on Nate Diaz?
He might.
He might call out Jorge as well.
That, bro, like, what would you be more interested in? Mike coming off of a win? Would you rather see him in, like, boxing against Nate or Masvidal, or, like, just go back to BKFC?
BKFC.
I want to see him fight Masvidal in BKFC.
I don't know if Masvidal does that.
I don't know if he does either, but that's what I would want. Like, I want Mike Perry back in BKFC. Like, I want him just doing his thing, you know, just building his stardom. Just, I love it. He's doing so good, and I want to see him keep doing great things, because it's like, BKFC was made for Mike Perry.
Yes.
Like, he is the perfect person for that, because it's just, like, it takes a different type of dog to just stand there and get punched in the face, bare knuckle, and still walk forward, you know? Like, that's why he keeps winning. It's not like he's not getting fucked up at all in these fights. He's just tougher.
No.
He gets hurt instantly in all of them.
Exactly. He's simply just tougher. And it's like, yeah, bro. I don't know. It might not be good for his head, but you know what? I love it for him, though. Yeah. It's just...
But, like, that, it's also one of those things, too, where... I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Where it's, like, it obviously not good for its head, but, like, I know early on with BKFC, they were doing, like, you know, saying that they were doing studies where, like, it's shown to, like, have less brain damage, you know? It's obviously, like, a newer thing, and, like, you know, we don't know. But I could just only imagine, like, in all reality, it's, like... It's a 10-minute fight at the maximum. So, like, the pullback in time and the amount of time to get punched in the head, you know what I mean? I feel like that's going to be such a big factor. And then with it being bare knuckle, you could get cut so easily and the fight gets stopped from cuts. No. I feel like there are a lot of things that they probably don't get as badly damaged to the head.
When I meant that, I didn't mean it like CTE, like in other sports where it's like that. I meant more like... just the in general of, I mean, like, it's boxing, so either way, like, there's gonna be just a little bit.
100%.
But, the scar tissue and just taking those big shots, and, like, you know what I mean, cutting up your face like that, that's more of what I meant.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, the scarring 100%. Is gonna be fucked in BKFC for sure. But...
so, when Mike Perry's walking out, is he wearing that King of Violence chain or not?
He's gonna have the King of Violence belt.
Belt.
Yeah, he's the fucking King of Violence champ in the BKFC.
He's gonna have both.
Yeah,
he should have it on him. He deserves that.
Oh hell yeah! That's gonna be the whole like. That's gonna be his whole vibe and everything. Like it's Jake Paul, the fucking influencer boxer guy that you know what I mean has beaten all these MMA guys. But now you have this former MMA fighter that turned BKFC star and is just all about war. Yeah, the fucking like.
This press conference is gonna be insane.
It's going to be so fun.
Any press conference or interview or whatever that Mike Perry is involved in, I will listen to
insane.
it.
Yeah.
It is so funny every single time. Like, they never fail.
Because you never know what Mike Perry is going to say next. He's a lot like Tony Ferguson in that way.
Yeah, because they were doing, like, whatever interviews leading up to the fight with Thiago Alves, and even he was, like, sitting there, and every time Mike Perry was opening his mouth, even if he was talking shit to Thiago, all he could do was laugh, because it was like, bro, what?
Yeah. Because it's like
that's a good one, buddy. Like,
it's like he goes like, especially if he can talk for like an extended period of time, like he's going from like being serious to joking to some wacky, like he's all over the place, man. It's like he just don't be making sense, like just like even like
I like to throw my name into the hat.
Yeah, like but like that, just like when he did the fucking sit down was like, or the little press conference thing with Jake on Ariel's show, like bro, he would just be talking and just going on about shit, and it's just like, bro, what are you even saying? But it's just funny to listen to. It's so much shit to give Jake Paul ammunition to say back, and then he's just gonna get all riled up, but then he's gonna be like, nah, I don't care. He's like, he cares, and he's gonna be like, it's great. It's just, it's Mike Perry, man. Fucking platinum.
Yep.
Fucking platinum Mike Perry.
Yeah, it's just so good. I just very much hope that he gets it done. Just one of those things with like fucking these boxing fights. I love how just looking at the records and stuff, it's always just funny. Like you got 9-1 Jake Paul, the much bigger fighter, the actual boxer in this fighting 0-1 in boxing Mike Perry. It's just fun. Gotta love the numbers. But yeah. All right, sorry.
No, because then you have like Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. 53-6-1 versus Uriah Hall 1-0.
Yep.
Very nice.
Beautiful. And it's like Cesar Chavez Jr. is like, I probably should win, but it's like, who fucking knows, man? Like
he lost to Silva.
Yeah, Uriah Hall
it's like one of those
anywhere near as good as Silva.
But it's like one of those things where it's just like, it happened.
Yeah,
it did happen.
We got Amanda Soriano in this card, so that's gonna be cool for her. Just getting a fight on another Jake Paul card. But yeah, that's all I really care about on this one. Ain't got too much going on other than the main event.
Yes.
But let's go now on to the very minimal fight news that we got, right?
Yep.
Let's go. The most meaningful one, probably. 185 pounds. Best fight out of them all that we got to talk about, right? The most exciting for sure. Nasruddin versus Brendan Allen, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's opinion, but...
Yeah.
It's the best one, right? It's not the best one.
Yeah, but...
It's a good one.
It's a good one. It makes sense in the division.
I'm sorry. I was gonna say, how do you feel that Nasruddin, like, coming off a win and just like on a roll, top 5 of the division, fighting Brendan Allen on a roll too, our co-main event to Benoit Saint-Denis, who just got knocked the fuck out in his last one, and Moicano, who I believe is on a 2-fight winning streak.
I think it's well deserved.
Fair enough.
Better fight, and
both of them much further ranked back in their division.
Everybody likes Moicano.
Benoit Saint-Denis, bigger star in France, and Moicano want money.
Yes, but it's just funny that it's like
I do find that funny, but I think we were all expecting Cyril Gane to be the main event, and then that came out of nowhere that he is not.
Yeah, but he doesn't deserve to be the main event. He just doesn't. We'll talk about that. We could just go into that right now, because Nasruddin Brent, it's an alright fight, you know, like both of them moving up the division.
Yeah,
winner is gonna get the top.
No, it's gonna be fun, but it's literally Nasruddin wants to keep it on the feet, keep at distance, and strike his way to a decision or get the knockout.
Yeah.
Brendan Allen wants to use his striking to get inside and get a takedown to get an RNC.
Yep.
There's the height breakdown.
Out with Imavov like he did.
Curtis.
Yeah.
He gets knocked the fuck out if he does.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He almost got knocked out by Curtis again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't.
I think that one legit was. I think Brendan let his ego in on that one because he had already lost to Curtis, so he was like, "No, I want to prove I can beat Curtis on the feet."
Yeah, whatever it was, though, it's like, yeah, he ended up winning, but it just really showed, like, okay, yeah, you are chinny, and better people are going to be able to take advantage of this better. Like,
yes,
yeah. But yeah, Cyril Gane, he is officially booked for his next fight against Alexander Volkov in the rematch, and I hate this for so many reasons. I have so many opinions about this one.
Yes.
I can definitely go off on a tangent about it, so how do you guys feel about that before I talk about it for 5 minutes straight?
Well, because I know why you're mad, and I understand why you're mad, but I also... It's because it's Cyril Gane that it sucks. But where the division is at right now, with Jones sitting out forever until he can finally fight Stipe, and then Aspinall defending against Curtis Blades... He just beat Sergey Pavlovich. Literally, the next person up that above him that is not booked is Cyril Gane. So if he wants to stay active, if he wants to fight, you know what I mean? That is the next person that makes sense for him that isn't making him fight back. That is the only open and available person.
Yes, and I agree with that. And that's kind of the thing is like, because I also understand why you feel that way. Personally, like I've been saying, I feel like Cyril Gane should be fighting someone like Jailton Almeida. If not, he should have been fighting Sergey Pavlovich coming off his loss. Which, by the way, the fact that Sergey Pavlovich is still ranked 3 and Volkov is ranked 5 is fucking bullshit by the UFC.
That's another...
Yeah, Volkov easily beat Pavlovich over 3... And
dominated it.
Move in rankings at all.
Didn't move in ranking at all. Sergey Pavlovich should be number 5. And like I said, Almeida's on a run. I think he should have gotten the Cyril Gane fight because that just makes more sense. Because Cyril Gane has been fucking declining fights left, right, center. There was a time when after he lost the fight against John Jones, he was saying he didn't want to fight anyone ranked lower than him.
Yes,
he was ranked number fucking 1.
Yes, yeah.
So he was literally ducking the whole division at that point because he was ranked number fucking 1.
Yeah, and that's where this shit just bugs me, because it, for sure, it starts with the fact of, like, how the fuck are you ranked behind Pavlovich? You dominate him easily. Dude cleaned him up so easy that his corner was combing his hair in the corner because what advice do you need to give him? Just make him look pretty for his job. Like, what? That's all you gotta do. The job was getting done like it was nothing. You know what I mean? So you don't move up with that. Like, okay, whatever. And then it's like, yeah, with Cyril, you lose in fucking under 2 minutes to John Jones. You show absolutely no ability in that at all. You come back, you know, like, yeah, he gets to fight fucking number 9 ranked Sergey Spivak in such a, like, it was the little bit of, like, okay, Sergey is a grappler, but the back end of the division grappler, where it's like his Cyril striking is good enough where it should have easily led him to the victory like it did without having to test it too much. You get that, and then they offer you the interim title fight against Tom Aspinall.
Yep.
Where if you win that, now it's you versus John Jones if he decides to unify? Like, that makes no sense. And then it's like, what if he vacates and now you just promote him to the champ after he has lost to the last 2 undisputed champions that you've had?
Yep.
What? That's terrible for the division. So he turns that down, and then it's like you said, give him a Jailton Almeida or something. Or, in my opinion, even the loser of the interim title, Tom Aspinall, Curtis Blades, because both are top-end division grapplers, and they're both new fights. But no, you can just fight Volkov in a fight that you already dominated him over 5 rounds once. So just do that again, and then you get the title shot.
Yeah,
what the fuck is going on here, man? There are so many times the UFC does shit where it's like, okay, it doesn't make sense, whatever, and it's like, it's annoying, but can kind of understand and can move on.
This one makes no fucking sense whatsoever.
They are just dragging the shit out with the heavyweight division that it's like it is so insane. I just can't get over it.
Because of that.
Yes.
It's like the only way to rationalize it is, like I said, that there's literally no one else above him currently to, you know what I mean? But it's because of the circumstances around everything.
It's because of the circumstances around John Jones. And you guys have already known my opinion about John Jones for a while.
Yeah.
I personally don't give a fuck if he ever fights again. Fucking retire at this point. I don't care.
It's like, I don't care if he sticks around. I just want him to be active. And if he's not going to be active, you have to treat him as an inactive champion, like you have done with all your champions in the past. And when they don't fight at a timeline that is good enough for the division, then you get interim titles, you get things, you get the division moving in a like efficient way. And
that's the problem. It's not going to be moving in an efficient way because of everything going on with. I wanted to because the thing is about the whole legacy fight thing that I hate about the whole thing is everyone arguing it has to be a championship fight, otherwise it's not really a legacy fight. Then it's not a fucking legacy fight. A legacy fight does not matter whether it has a title attached to it or not. That's the fucking problem I have.
Yeah.
You just wanted it to be another title win for Jones. It's because, let's be fair here, Stipe's going to be what, at that point, 44? By the time they fucking fight?
43 at most, I think. He's 42
maybe 43.
Now, right? I'm not sure, right? But either way,
but it's old man Stipe who has not looked good in his last couple of appearances. He more likely 42 because he's 41 right now, but has not looked good in his last appearances. Like, he just hasn't. Like, everyone's saying, like, oh well, like the resume. It's like, resume be damned. At this point, he has not looked good. I've seen him walking like, out from like the tunnel during like pay-per-views.
Yeah.
He looks like an old fucking man. It's not a good fight. It's not a good win on Stipe's on John Jones's record, in my opinion. It just isn't gonna.
It's just a promotional thing to just like
exactly,
because which is just so.
I know
funny
exactly
because of
what
like
it is.
all the times that a fucking Dana White and Jones have beefed and like all these things, and it's like it's just at that point where now he's dick riding them, so it's like let's just get him those accolades.
And now it's like no, exactly, and now it's like Dana, get off your fucking knees.
So that's where it's just like that's where I don't understand it because it's like okay. I can get wanting to do like the good things for your stars, your champions, stuff like that. It makes all the sense in the world. But normally they always have like the backup plan for the division to move afterwards. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's where it's like I don't understand what they're doing because it's like like, it makes no sense for them to want to have Cyril Gane as the champion right now. Like,
No.
it just doesn't. Like, it's such a bad look for the heavyweight division that, like, if he becomes the undisputed champion at any point, like, I don't know, man. It's just crazy. But that's my rant on that.
I was about to say, that's our rant on the whole heavyweight situation.
Heavyweight division is a mess. Okay, what else? Oh yeah, I know one. Women's bantamweight fight. Very nice, very hyped. Tarahosa, Penny Kianzad, right?
Yeah,
Meaningful.
it's one of those fights where I guess it technically matters because, you know, just a rank fight. Penny 11, Carol number 9, but
8.
Oh, my bad. 8, but yeah.
Same differences, but
yeah, doesn't really mean much.
Yeah, the winner is gonna be like Penny Kianzad wins. She's in between Holly Holm and Miesha Tate in the rankings. It's like, yeah, fucking yay! Like, you know what I mean?
Very nice. Some more disrespect that's going on though. I will be even though I don't really care too much, I feel like someone has to say it.
Okay.
The disrespect to Mateusz Gamrot is absolutely insane.
It's funny.
It is so disrespectful. It was literally just last year that we had to listen to Dana White for an entire goddamn year from March to December defend that the reason why Colby deserves the title shot is because he weighed in as the backup fighter.
Yes. Yes.
Poor old Gamrot. He flies to Abu Dhabi to weigh in as the backup fighter to Charles and Islam.
Yeah.
Charles pulls out and they need the backup fighter. And they're like, nah, we don't want to go to Gamrot. Let's give it to Volkanovski on a week and a half's notice or a week's notice. That makes more sense, right? Not the guy that's already ready for that exact responsibility.
Because the thing is that that's the most disrespectful part about it. It's not like he's really so deserving of it, though. Because in his last 5, he beat Armin back in 22. So, like, you know, a lot of people thought that Armin won that, though. But he won that. Then he loses to Benny. He beats Jalen in a split decision that a lot of people thinks he lost. He has a win over Fiziev because Fiziev threw a kick and fucked up his own knee on the leg he was standing on. So it's not even like you can argue, oh, Gamrot blocked it and caused the injury. Nope. Fiziev did that to himself, and then he beat RDA.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But
I get what you're saying, Katie, right? I get what you're saying. But the problem is the gap is more so with the idea of it being the backup. And what did Colby do as well? Because we had to deal with that whole defense. I get what you're saying.
That's why I said that, like, you know, I understand. But, like, that's, like, the most disrespectful part about it. Because aside from that, it's not like he was actually deserving.
Okay, but no, and I get that. But, like, I feel like the more disrespectful thing is offering him Dan Hooker instead, like him having to fight Dan Hooker instead of giving him like a Gaethje or an Oliveira. Like that's where I think there's the disrespect on his name.
I mean, I get it kind of, but it's like I don't know Gaethje. No, because it's like he just got viciously knocked out at 300.
No, I
don't think he's gonna be back anytime this year. You know. And then when it comes to Oliveira, it's like, yeah, who knows when he wants to come back? You know, he took that loss. Like, I agree that probably would have been the better route to do because it's like, yeah, Charles coming off the loss, that's the next person that it makes more sense. But it's like, if he's not ready to fight, then, you know, timelines matter so much, which is why you see a lot of wacky shit in the divisions, you know, like
for sure.
So that's why I just like I get it.
And that's where it's like, yeah, just after that backup situation, then he still has to fight RDA way back in the rankings and shit, and then it's like, yeah, deserves to be fighting up and doing something, and it's like, nope, fight back in the fucking double digits rankings of the rankings again against Dan Hooker. So
exactly.
It's just crazy disrespect.
But
to
again,
Gamrot.
it's like, look at it, because the number 6 is Chandler. He's obviously waiting out for, you know, we don't know what's going on with Benny since he took his losses. He doesn't even know if he wants to fight anymore, and he did already lose to him, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We don't know what's going on with him. Fiziev, the injury. Max Holloway, gonna fight back at 45. Moicano, booked for Benoit, who is right beneath Dan, and then right after Moicano is Dan Hooker. Like, that's what I mean, is like timelines, like, you know what I mean? Looking at it, it's like, oh, this is disrespectful. It doesn't make sense. But
But
it low-key kind of does, because Armin is clearly more deserving of a title shot, and it's just the backup shit. I know, like, it's one of those things, but are we surprised that Dana plays favorites? He does it all the time.
No, I know.
Like,
no, that's the problem. We know he does. It's just the most annoying bullshit ever when he does it, because...
I'm not disagreeing.
mainly because of who he is and what the UFC does, the media refuses to give them any pushback on this type of shit. And it's the most annoying thing ever when it's right in front of our faces and Dana gets to just smear it in your face with no repercussions whatsoever. Yeah. And that's the most annoying thing in the world.
Listen, I was mad about the Colby title shot. Like, I
know.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to accuse you. I'm just like,
no,
it's just that thing where it's just like, because people will actually make that argument, and it's like, I'm more arguing with people who are like legitimately making that argument. I would
rather Dana just like not do bullshit stuff like that and just treat it all the same. Yeah. But it's like, instead of giving, like, just because he gave one person a bullshit title shot, I don't think he should be giving everyone bullshit title shots if he doesn't have to. If, like, you know what I mean?
And I get that, but like, it just is like, he should have, like, because he was the backup, they should have just went to that backup situation.
Because they probably never thought they had to use him, bro.
No, I know, but that's my point. It's like, it was the stupidest thing.
Yeah. And it's also just the thing, too, it's like, if it's like, Gamrot shouldn't have had to fight RDA, and Dustin did not need to be the person to fight Islam in that title defense. They, like, it's just one, like, he just could have, like, things could have happened where, it's just one of those things where, like, I 100% get what you mean, where it's like, you can go through the list of the rankings and, like, you can see how you end up there, but it's still just fucked up.
We talk about this all the time. That card was not the greatest card. You're going to tell me that it would have been better as a pay-per-view if it was Islam versus Mateus than Islam versus Dustin. You know what I mean? It's like, obviously it didn't make sense, but that was just the biggest name to put in there.
For sure.
And I know, again, like, I'm not defending them, but it's like, it's not stuff that's new to us. Like,
I know. It's just one of those things. I know.
That's why it just makes sense to me, because I'm like, it's the UFC. Of course they did that.
I know.
Like,
and that's why I said at the start, I don't really care, but it has to be said. You know what I mean?
No.
It's just one of those things.
I more so care just because it's like just an annoyance thing, especially considering like Oliveira fought in April. He like that just fight makes more sense. And because I'm already like, Gamrot's on a throttle run anyway, because he is.
Yeah.
And let's just get him out of here by losing to Oliveira. Because I think he easily can fraud his way through Dan Hooker.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just outright win.
No, yeah, he'll probably just grapple fuck. And I feel like even Oliveira, that's like, he can easily just grapple Oliveira. I think, like, I don't think that's an easy fight for Oliveira.
It's not an easy fight for Oliveira, but what I'm saying is, like, the way that with scrambles and all that, he could probably catch something. Like,
for sure. But yeah.
So I feel like that's just what I'm saying. And Oliveira's striking is much better than Gamrot's.
For sure. But that is the state of 155 with that. What other stuff do we got going on? I don't remember.
There's only one more thing.
It's also at 55.
One more fight announcement.
There's only one more thing.
Hit me with it.
And it's Christian Lee returning to MMA.
Yes.
When I saw this, I blew up Jimmy's phone at like 8 o'clock in the morning. I woke up just all sleepy, scrolling through Instagram, and I see a poster for November 8th, One Championship in Atlanta. And
fight card we are going to.
Yeah. I knew that it was Rugerg and Anatoly as the main event, and then I thought Taiwan Shai was the co-main. So then, like, I see it in the middle, and I was like, wait, what the hell is this? I see Christian Lee. I was like, yo, bro, he's fucking back.
Yes.
For those of you who don't know, the Lee family is very big in One Championship. They have done great things. Christian Lee, Angela Lee, their youngest sister, Victoria Lee, came into One. She had a few fights, and in December of 22, she ended up taking her own life. With that, Christian Lee and Angela Lee both just like stopped fighting. They kind of went silent for a little bit, especially Christian Lee. Like, you haven't heard anything from them. Angela ended up speaking out, explaining what happened, and she retired. She gave up her belt. She was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And again, Christian Lee just stayed silent. We had no idea what was going on with him, what he wanted to do, what he was planning on. And it was finally announced he's making his return November 8th, and the chills, the tears, I can't believe we're going to this. Like, it made it infinitely better for us.
Yeah. It was just one of those things, because it's like not too long ago they announced it was their last one event, that it was Okra Yoon versus I forget the guy's name off the top of my head. The other guy ended up winning the fight. I'm a fucking piece of shit. But either it was like that. It was for the interim lightweight title, and so as soon as they did that, it was just like
Alibeg Razulov.
Okay. But so it was one of those things where it's like, okay, it's been so much time they haven't done an interim title. Why are we getting it now? You know what I mean? Like, what is this reason? Like, is it because they are trying, like, is it because Christian Lee is ready to come back, so now they want to try and hype the return with a unification bout? Are they trying, like, you know what I mean? Whatever it is. Not too long ago as well, the younger brother, Adrian Lee, made his pro debut in one championship. We talked about that. We were all hyped. But they just showed, like, the packages of, like, just them talking about, like, being in the gym, training again, just doing all of that. And so we're like, okay, is Christian Lee actually, gonna come back and fight? Like,
right, because when this all happened, their parents own a gym. They've all been training since they were very young at the family gym, and when this happened, they ended up closing the gym down for a while. Like, everybody just stopped training basically, except for Adrian Lee, who was still like in school. He was on his wrestling team, like, he continued, but it's like, for the most part, like, the training stopped, the gym closed down. Like, it was just a very tragic situation, obviously. Yeah. But yeah, so with him coming back and just seeing them all back in the gym, just like, yeah, just wondering is he getting back into this? Like, does he, because he is so young, he's 26 years old. Yeah. It's like, I wonder if he just kind of, needed that time off, and then was like, thought that his sister wouldn't want him to stop, like, and if he wasn't ready to give it up, especially seeing Adrian go back in, I don't know, shit makes me want to cry. I'm so excited.
Yeah, and that's where it's like, to talk like with their skill level and everything, it's like to say he's 26 years old, he's have a year and a half, 2 year layoff almost, like, how however exactly
it'll be about 2 years to the day, because his last fight was November 18th of 22.
So yeah, it'll be a 2 year layoff. 26 years old. 24 years old was when he had his last fight, and he's a two-weight champion inside of one championship. Like, they are such good, talented fighters, and it's like, yeah, man, to be fucking blessed to watch his return live in the fucking... Let's fucking go. I am so goddamn excited. I just want to see the Lee family win every single one of their fights every single time. Thinking about, like, cross-promotional fights and shit, of, like, him coming back and doing his thing. It's like, bro, like, imagine him fighting, like, fucking Islam or something, or Leon, or, you know what I mean? Just...
It'd be so fun.
Incredible, man. I just so excited. I can't wait to see what he's able to do. I just hope he performs incredibly, because it's like, yeah, the guy that won the fucking interim title, it was a very boring fight over Okra Yoon for 5 rounds. Like, it just...
Overall, he is 14-0, so he is pretty solid, but it's like Christian can put it on him.
Yeah.
A pace I'm sure he's not used to seeing. It's like 2 fights ago, he was 11-0 fighting someone 2-0.
That's pretty crazy. Yeah, that's not... Yeah.
And this was his first fight in one, so someone 17-4. Before that was solid at 12-2, but yeah. Before being 12-0, before that fight with someone that was 12-2, 2-0, 1-1, 8-5, 10-9, like, it's...
Not good. Yeah.
Yeah. A very built-up record, so Christian Lee's definitely going to be something different.
Let's fucking go. I am so excited. But that is all of the fight news and everything we got. Let's go! Mike Perry, man. Gotta win by knockout, right?
That'd be awesome.
First round knockout.
I'd love it.
Just goes out there, one punches Jake Paul, and he falls face first, flat on the mat. And then Mike Perry pops for steroids afterwards, but it doesn't matter because we got that moment. You know what I mean?
We got the moment of... We got the meme moment of Jake Paul being knocked out.
Yeah. But hell yeah. Let's fucking go. I hope everyone enjoyed this episode of the podcast. UFC, Jake Paul, fights, Christian Lee. Yeah. We will catch you all on the review for this hopefully good boxing fight, and then a Apex card.
Yeah.
Peace out, everyone.